Welcome back to the Healthy Caregiver. We are back with another live training here today. I'm just checking to see if we are live here, and it looks like we are. So that's great. I'm just going to invite everybody. Welcome to the Healthy Caregiver. If you are new, and if you've been with us for a long time, love to see the members here each week and every day in the group sharing. So I just want to welcome everyone, whether you're joining me live today or catching the replay. Please let us know. You can put good morning, you can put hello, live, replay, whatever. I love to see who I'm connecting with. I love to give them a shout out. And if you have any questions or comments during the training, this is meant to be an interactive event. So please chime in. So this week we are diving into the topic that feels especially relevant for me, at least this time of year. And I don't know about you, but this time of year, I need to have a little check-in. So setting realistic expectations for ourselves is really what we're talking about today. And I've personally, like I said, had to pause and check in here lately because this season can pull me in so many different directions, with it being summer and so many things going on and so many things that I want to participate in and also that I'm responsible for, and really getting clear here. So I've had to remind myself to tune into my boundaries and be honest about what I can really manage. So here's the truth that I want to share with you. It's our responsibility to choose what we say yes and what we say no to. And for caregivers, myself included, that's very hard sometimes. One of the biggest lessons I've learned through this whole process is we teach people how to treat us. I'm going to say that loud for the people in the back. It can sound very triggering, but it is the truth. Once we can understand what this exactly means, it really is the truth, which is empowering then. We teach people how to treat us. So if I say yes to everything that is asked of me and allow myself to be stretched too thin, people expect that from me. Oh, she can stretch really thin and still function. But when I set healthy boundaries with my time and with my energy, so that's even things I want to do, others begin to respect that. And most importantly, I begin to respect that as well. That was the aha moment for me. So as caregivers, many of us struggle with this. And I hear all the time in this community because we wear so many hats as caregivers. We're sometimes a parent or a grandparent, a spouse, a child, a sister, a chauffeur, a cook, a nurse, a teacher, a maid. The list goes on. And all of that can feel overwhelming, right? But here's the empowering part. We actually have more choice than we think, even when it doesn't feel like we do. So the quote I want you to practice this week, and I'm not kidding about this. I'm inviting you to write it down, put it on a sticky note where you can see it every single day. And I want you to write on it. It's just a short little sentence, but it's very powerful. I can do anything, but not everything. Just let that sink in. I can do anything, but not everything. So that is just very, very powerful for me, because when I start getting into the I need to do everything mode, I see that and it catches my attention, and I'm like reminded, oh yeah, I can't do everything. So my husband always used to say, what are you doing? You're literally trying to pour 10 gallons into a 5-gallon bucket. And clearly that's a metaphor for all the things I was trying to do in a day. And it's a great visual reminder of what unrealistic expectations can do for us, can do to us. So what is an unrealistic expectation? Just the plain old definition. Oh, it looks like I'm stalled here. I hope it's working. Just going to check my Wi-Fi. Oh, Um, so hopefully it's back on. If somebody can let me know, that's great. So anyways, the definition of unrealistic expectations. My tech business got me off course here. So the definition is failing to recognize the truth of a situation, which I know I do often. I just think it's going to be easy peasy. No, most things have challenges within them, especially the difficulties involved. So failing to recognize the truth of a situation, especially the difficulties involved while trying to achieve something. So unreal expectations often leave us feeling disappointed, defeated, and exhausted. So I just want to offer 3 steps to set some realistic expectations. So the first one is to make a plan. Number 1 is just make a plan. When we plan ahead, we reduce stress, and it frees up mental space because our brain can go on loop because it doesn't have a resolution. But if I make a plan, now I can just refer to that plan. So this is just an example. Maybe I wanted to make it to my child's game or my grandchild's game. They had a baseball game tonight, and I can't do it because of my caregiver role, and I'm feeling really guilty about it. So what can I do? I can make a plan. I can either make a plan to attend a future one and put that on my radar, and so I can plan for that. Or maybe I ask someone to FaceTime me during the game or during when they're up to bat. I know this is not perfect, but it's a possibility, and it counts. When we make peace with a plan, we can release the guilt and then move forward. So just recognizing that, just making a plan of what can I do. Number 2 is let go of balance and invite in harmony. So I know we talked about balance last week, and for caregivers, it can feel really hard to be balanced. So really letting go of the balanced piece, like the even time here and there. I believe balance is an unrealistic expectation for caregivers. We can't be equally present in all areas of our life every single day. And guess what? That's okay. Instead, I focus on harmony, the harmony of the situation, that more fluid and flexible, like we talked about that scale last week, not balanced scale, equal amounts of time, but the ebb and flow, the flexibility, and the consistency of at least checking in a few minutes a day with ourselves. And then it's more of a fluid and flexible approach. So some days my caregiver role might need me more. Other days, my family might need me more. Other days, I might need to prioritize self-care. Once again, it's that ebb and flow and the give and take. So when I notice guilt creeping in, when I notice depletion creeping in, resentment creeping in, those are all red flags that I've fallen off my own priority list. And I don't judge myself, but I pause, and that's just my cue to pivot and realign. And then the last step number 3, is know how many things I can actually juggle in a day. So this goes back to that putting 10 gallons in a 5-gallon bucket, right? This is where those healthy boundaries come in, and we explore this deeply in my Take Back Your Life program. And I'll be opening enrollment for that again soon. So if you want on the waiting list, let me know and I will send you the details. But the key truth here is trying to do everything is just an illusion of efficiency. When we focus on what matters most, it actually gives us 100% focus on that one thing, and you do accomplish more with less stress. So multitasking is not an efficient way to do things, even though when we're caregiving and having all these roles, it really, sometimes we have to be in that space. But to really focus 100% on the thing at hand and then moving on to the next thing. So, a good way to recognize if I have unrealistic expectations, would I ask someone else to do what I'm asking of myself? That's just a great test for whether your expectations are realistic. If you're like, that would be too much to ask someone else, that's probably a good indicator. Give yourself grace, and remember, emotional labor is also real. There's a lot of emotional labor that comes with caregiving. And when your mental and physical health suffers, it's time to just reevaluate the situation. And this is something I help my clients on as well, to offer them support, maybe help them see through some places they have blind spots, and really getting that clarity for themselves. So your challenge this week, I am challenging you, and I'd love for you to comment below this video, and share your thoughts, because we know when we share our thoughts, they grow stronger and it inspires others as well. So we're here to inspire each other here in the Healthy Caregiver. But what I'd love to know, what do you think about shifting from balance to harmony? How does that feel? Does that feel like something you could get on board with? Does that feel better than just trying to balance everything equally? Also, can you identify just one expectation that you might scale back this week, and then share it in the comments? I would love to know, and like I said, you'll inspire others. And is there something you can delegate, ask for help with, or simply just say no to if you're feeling you have unrealistic expectations, with which most of us do? So this week is all about just building awareness of unrealistic expectations, and just trying out one small shift to see how it makes you feel. See if shifting that gives you that little bit of space, that little bit of freedom, that little bit of bandwidth to deal with the challenging piece that caregiving brings. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you so much for stopping in and tuning in here at the Healthy Caregiver. And don't forget to comment below. I would love to know if you were here live, if you were catching the replay, and if you can answer any or all of those questions. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.